Here's step-by-step how to make 100K a month with your agency so you can just copy me. I'm about to break down the exact strategy that I use, and it's so simple that it feels stupid, and it's exactly what the top guys in the space are doing right now. And I'm gonna dive deep into an iPad training where I'm gonna show you exactly how to go from 0 to 10K a month to 100K a month in around 4 to 6 months, all without spamming cold outreach, working 100-hour weeks, or working with clients who hate you. And the strategy, it's not luck. We have over 51 internal clients who make over 50K a month with their agency, and they all follow these same exact strategies. And so it all starts exactly like this. And so the first thing I would like to look at when we want to scale to 100K a month is we really need to have a proven offer, right? And one that allows scale, right? One that's not just churn and burn. We sell $2,000 packages because selling 2K a month, let's just say for an example, you need 50 active clients if you want to hit 100K a month. Versus like if we can position an offer where we can capture more value out of our clients, make 5, 6, 7 grand a month, even 15 out of some, it's way easier. We only need like around 20 on average to be at that 100K a month mark, right? And so if we don't have a proven offer that can scale with paid ads on cold traffic and also capture a lot of value on the back end, hitting 100K a month is honestly not very possible. And so the offer that we like to run when we're talking about hitting 100K months, and the one we've seen it happen most in, is performance-based offers, right? So essentially it's gonna be either pay per lead, pay per appointment, pay per close, something like that. And honestly, my favorite one out of these right now is pay per appointment, right? And the reason why is we can just the reason why is because we can basically have more say in that. When it comes to pay per close, right, we have less of like, okay, are they actually gonna like pay us when they close, right? How do we know if they close? Something like that. If we can make pay per close work with some partners, like it's way more lucrative, right? We basically become like a fractional CMO of their business, and we get paid when they get paid. And so it makes the most sense for both people because we get paid when we provide more value. Pay per appointment, it's the same exact way, but essentially like we know when we're booking them appointments, we take over the lead calling, we run the ads, we set the appointments, everything like that. And so we know, and we can just charge our card on file when it happens. But like we used pay per close as an ascension on our solar agency, and one of our clients who was a commercial solar, like they did commercial, they didn't do residential, and so some of the jobs were like 2 million. We were like a CMO, we would run all their ads, not even on a retainer. The first 100K month, 60 grand of it was from them. So 60% of our revenue was from one client. Like we'll essentially do this performance offer with a setup fee. So with a setup, ideally you want to be charging anywhere between like the 4 to 8K range. And the coolest part about like a setup fee with this offer is, let's say they come in on today. So today I'm recording this on December 12th. So we collect, let's just say a $5,000 setup fee plus pay per appointment. We get their ads up in 3 days, right? And we book them, let's just say 20 appointments in month 1. I'm using all these and just random numbers. So 5K plus we get the appointment fees from month 1. So month 1, we can collect up to like 8 to 10 grand off one client just by booking them a shit ton of appointments and charging a high setup fee, right? That pays for marketing. We can put that back into our marketing system. Like this is the offer that scales. And the reason why is because when you are charging like a monthly retainer, what you charge always stays the same, right? But the value you provide goes up and it goes down and it goes up and it goes down. And so this is not me saying you can't hit 100K a month with just a normal retainer. Like you for sure can, and people do it all the time. But like what happens is, like, let's say right here, you're obviously providing more value than you're charging, right? By, let's just say, a significant margin. Let's say you made them 30 grand and you charge 5. But then the next month, right, things just aren't as good. Let's just say it's Q4, ad costs are rising, it's cold, it's a slow season for whatever niche you're in. Then you still are charging your 5K, but let's just say they made 1. They churn right here. Almost each and every time they churn right here. Your client is thinking about the 30 days that they're paying for. So the 30-day billing cycle. They're not thinking about how you made 30 grand last month. You made them 30 grand last month. They're thinking about how you lost them money this month. That's fucked up. They hate that, right? And then let's say the next month you make them money again. It's just like lifetime value is way lower with the retainer model versus when you can actually provide a good service if you can charge performance. Performance just makes sense on both ends, right? You shouldn't be getting paid if you can't do it well. And so, like I said, this is the best offer we have with a high setup fee. So another thing that I want you guys to keep in mind, and something that we made a pretty big decision on that actually ended up helping every single business that we've ever run, when we increase price, we essentially never make less money. So think about Lamborghini or Louis Vuitton or something like with a premium price. If we charge a premium price, so expensive, we can charge a premium price, we can deliver a premium service, and we can target the rich people. Riches are in the niches where the rich people are. And so that's who we want to be going after, right? To hit 100K months. We don't want to be going after these guys who are hitting 10, 20K months, these contractors or these dental clinic owners or whatever niche you're in, who are like super on top of their marketing budget, who are honestly just not the best clients to work with. And so if like I were to redo everything, I would go charge high ticket, to a rich person. And so, like I said, like when you increase price, a lot of the time people think, oh shit, I'm losing money, I'm not making as much money because their close rate takes a hit. But actually, in every scenario we've seen, when we increase price, we end up making more money even though our close rate goes down. So let's say we're selling an 8K ticket at a 20% close rate, conversion rate. So 8K ticket, we have 15 shown calls. Out of 15 shown calls, we make 24 grand, like on cash collected. So 15 shown calls, 20% close. That's like 3 closes and you make 24 grand. Let's just say we're selling a 3K ticket, but we're closing at 33%. So obviously the 8K ticket, we're closing lower, but the 3K ticket, we're closing higher. So 3K ticket, out of those 15 shown calls, we're collecting 15 grand. Like in this example, like I said, we're closing at a lower percentage, 20% instead of 33, but we're making more money. The next thing that you guys, the biggest thing besides offer that we need to have in a 100K a month funnel is something where we can book 5 to 10 calls a day consistently, probably even a little bit more depending on our ticket. On cold traffic, we need to be able to scale ads on cold traffic, something that's scalable, predictable, and we can plug in XYZ amount of dollars and get XYZ back. And so like a predictable marketing system, again, on cold traffic. That's the most important thing. Again, the most important thing, offer. And so these are the ads that we ended up creating that help us hit those 100K months, and we do for our clients, these statics. Now these statics look so simple, and they are. You probably see them on your feed all the time, but the reason why they're on their feed is because they fucking work. And so what we actually have like on the ad creative is gonna be the call out. So let's just say roofers, solar business owners, HVAC, content, like coaches, consultants, the AV theaters, like whatever your niche is. And then we have offer. So in this case, their offer was pay us per closed job, like the performance offer. And in your scenario, let's say it was pay per appointment, you do pay per appointment, only pay per appointment. Something that's been working pretty well right now, just like this is a trend we've been realizing, is this flat fee. Especially in contracting niches, it's like $500 flat fee, like $500 per close type thing, or $150 per appointment. It gets really cheap costs. So what I would do is I'd make one ad like this, and then to make 2 different variations of it, right, at the very least, with the offer on it. And then from there, we'd send them to a landing page that looks something like this. So what we do is essentially either a VSL or a mini webinar or something between like 3 to 5 minutes in most of your guys' niche that just basically communicates your offer, your testimonials, case studies, and basically what you're gonna help them do. So what we'll do is essentially have this headline right here and qualifier. So right here we have agencies above 20K a month. In your scenario, let's say it's roofers, it'd be roofers closing over 10 deals a month. Established roofers closing 10 jobs a month. Dental clinic owners with over XYZ patients. Gyms with 100 members plus, right? And then we go headline, see how XYZ guarantees you XYZ. So it would be, see how this like AI system helps you launch 50K a month in MRR to your gym and you only pay per appointment. Like a big thing that I'm trying to get across to you guys is like, it has to be offer centric. So like the offer has to be tangible in the actual headline. And so make sure to have this pre-qualifier because we're trying to shoot everybody away from the ad and shoot everyone away from the landing page that isn't our actual ideal client. And so like a lot of people are focused on lead cost. Like I want the cheapest lead cost, but then when you get the cheapest lead cost, you're gonna get shit leads come in. And when you get shit leads come in, essentially you're gonna have people that like convert on your funnel that aren't the lead that you want. Facebook is just gonna optimize on that. So if you're getting people convert on your funnel that are bad, Facebook just learns on that. It's like, oh, I'm doing good. Because Facebook doesn't know the attribution if they actually close or if they pay you or anything like that. If you're getting leads coming that are bad, like I said, your ads are just gonna keep getting worse, right? And you're gonna keep like rewarding Facebook for bad behavior. So it's like rewarding a kid for jumping on the couch or something like that. So we need to make sure we have that there, we have that headline there, and we have this mini VSL or webinar. And then at the bottom, we have a book a call. So you can either just put a direct book a call or you can put like an application and book a call. In this scenario I have here, let's fill out this application below and book a call. An integration I love to use here is Typeform plus Calendly. Like these were literally meant for this, right? Like you guys I see a lot of people using like HubSpot, GHL, like things like that, like softwares like that. And like they're decent, but they weren't made for that. Like people are all on GHL surveys, GHL booking pages and things like that. Like Calendly, all they're good at is scheduling appointments. That's fucking it. So like obviously their software is gonna be better than GHL scheduler. Same thing with Typeform. Typeform was made for application. It's gonna be a smoother like process for the client to be able, or the prospect, to be able to apply through Typeform. And we've seen a 50% like cheaper cost per book call when we use this integration because it integrates together. So basically we have that call out, and then on that Typeform application, we're looking to get everybody off the page that we don't want on the page. The first question is like, what's your name and things like that, but we need to have a question in there like, are you a roofer closing over 10 jobs a month? Or in this case, are you an agency above 20K a month? Yes or no? If no, we need to get them off that page because we don't want Facebook to know hey, that's a lead. We want basically to be like, oh shit, we don't want them on our page anymore. And so basically like this lander can scale you to 100K a month, just a simple VSL and an application. Our target cost per book call here is anywhere between 80 to 150 bucks. And we can just make the unit economics work with ad spend. And so if we're booking 5 to 10 calls a day, let's just say we're booking 7 calls a day, we get 5 to show up, that's 5 shown calls a day. We can close a client every single day with that setup fee as long as our close rate's within KPI. And that should be what we need to help us hit those 100K a month. And so that's actually like how, so that's the first creatives I would go put up and test, just like normal static images with the offer on it. Because like a lot of the times that will end up just converting off the rip. But like what we have to do is we have to launch a test, right? We have to launch a test campaign to see what works and to see like basically what's like gonna convert and what we need to put back into market to like scale the ads. So this is running a proper test. So like when starting out, we wanna launch with at least 2 different ad sets. So never launch with just one ad set. Never launch just broad, never launch just A+. So what I would do is I'd go probably your two best audiences. If you ran ads before, if you haven't, I would probably go interest stack and A+, or interest stack and broad, keep one open and one a stack of interests. So let's say, for example, we want to spend $100 a day. We'd have one campaign, one ad set at $50 with all the ads in it, then one ad set at $50 with all the same ads in it, right? And so this is when to kill or like adjust an ad set. So if an ad set combination is spent $60 with no leads, turn that ad set off. Right here, I have $60. But essentially like the real rule is 3x KPI of lead cost. So like lead cost KPI here would be $20. And if we didn't get a lead for $60, then we turn it off. But let's say you're targeting like you're going mid-market, you're targeting business owners at like 3 mil a year. Like leads can be more expensive because you're charging super high ticket. You're okay with $150 leads, you don't turn that off till $150. You're cool with $50 leads, you don't turn that off till $150 spent. So if an ad set combination spent $100 with no qualified leads, so none that are like qualified like on paper. So let's just say your ideal client is a roofer who's closing 20 jobs a month and wants to scale to 50 jobs a month. If you have on one roofer with doing at least 20 jobs a month with $100, then I would turn that off. And then if an audience or ad set has spent $200 with no booked calls, so not one book call from the VSL and calling leads, then abandon that ad set, turn it off. So some things to change, and what the bottleneck could be is either the creative, the lead form, or the conversion mechanism. Lead form in this scenario would be that landing page that we showed. So the creative, we could change the lead form, we could change the conversion mechanism, which would be like the booking page. In most scenarios, what we'll look at is the CTR to CPM like ratio. So basically what CPMs are is like how much it costs for marketing. And so if you have like a billboard and you're paying to be on a billboard, you have a CPM, which is your cost per melee, which is a cost per 1,000 people to see it. And so like, it's just how expensive your marketing is. With YouTube ads, how much are you paying for 1,000 people to see it? With the billboard, how much are you paying for 1,000 people to see it? With Facebook ads, how much are you paying for 1,000 people to see it? And the CTR is how many people are clicking the link, so clicking the lead form, so clicking the landing page link, right, compared to how many people are seeing it. So depending on our CPMs, how much we're paying for marketing is depending on how much our CTR should be. And so if we're experiencing like, let's just say $50 CPMs is pretty average, we want our CTR to be anywhere between 1% and 3%. We see that if this is within range, right, it's going to be essentially like the creative is good. And so with that, if that's within range, then the creative is good. And so let's say the CPMs are $40, then the CTR can be around 0.8. But let's say the CPMs are $80, then I would want the CTR to be like 2%. So the higher the CPM, the higher the CTR. And so a high CPM is not always a bad thing. It could just mean that the quality of audience you're going after is just better, right? They have more money, they're more qualified, and so less people are clicking it, but that's fine. If you're not within this range after your test, I would say that it's your creative. And then with the VSL, we want to be anywhere between 10 to 30% booking, right? If you have, let's just say you see 10 link clicks on your page, right? You get 10 link clicks on your ad. If 1 to 3 aren't filling out the application and booking, then it's your VSL's fault. So we either need to change the hook, change the way we're talking. And so we run this test of these 2 ad sets. We see when to kill it. And like if we kill it and it's not working, then these are the metrics that we look for to see if we need to make a change and what change we need to make, right? And so this is literally it. And this can scale you to 100K a month on cold traffic. Because I would say if the CTR to CPM is fine, then it's going to be your VSL or your landing page. If your landing page is fine, these metrics, then it's gonna be your creative. And so basically, let's just say that you do all this, you turn it off, you haven't gotten a book call with $200, then just go look at these numbers, see what you need to change, make the change, make the hypothesis that you think is gonna work, and then put it back up. And then again, you just iterate from there, you keep getting data from the ad account until you scale. And so this is the sales process that we follow to hit 100K a month in our agencies and the ones we implement for our clients as well. The first thing is same day, next day bookings only. right? And so sometimes we've experienced with taking it 3 days in the future, but most of the time it's just only book, they can only book for today and tomorrow. Show rate's just way higher. It shows way higher intent. So we're gonna take an overall hit in the amount of appointments that we're actually booking on the calendar, but we're gonna overall like make more offers, get more people on showing calls, get qualified people to make offers to, which is what's important. So many people are worried about the vanity metrics, the sexy ones, cost per lead, cost per book call. I care about how many fucking people we're making qualified offers to. That's the number that I'm looking at. That's the only number that I really care about. If my cost per lead is $150, but I'm making qualified offers for $150, like that's fine. And so like that's why we do same day, next day bookings, is because we've seen that our show rate can be up to 85% if we do. And then if you guys do that and you're experiencing like no one's booking calls, things like that, we can try and extend that one more day. So like I said, we can try and play with bringing it out like 1 day longer, so 3 days. Like I said, like same day, next day should do justice. We want to make sure we have the max availability possible, so like 12, 14, 16 hours if you guys possibly can. What that does is it just literally like, it increases show rate as well because it makes sure that the prospects are picking the most optimal time for them to book a call, rather than just one that's like, okay, this might work, and then they don't show up because something came up. Second thing, automations. So we need to make them look robotic. So it's like, we send a bunch of automations, one right when they book, one at 24 hours, one at 6 hours, one at 1 hour, one at 15 minutes. And all of these are completely automated. So when we reverse engineer, like, okay, why won't people show up? It's either one, they weren't interested enough, two, they forgot that the call happened, or three, that they don't know it was a Zoom, they don't know how to join the Zoom or something like that. And so it's literally like, the only purpose of automations is to make them look automated and to remind them that the call is at that time. That's the only purpose. I see people like fucking this up all the time. They're like, oh no, I wanna make these automations look like it's a real person. Everyone knows they're not. Everyone knows it's an automation. It's green. It gets sent immediately. They're all super timed. Like it's fine. And then what we do after that is we make them look robotic, like I said, and then we have manual closer nurture, which is basically like, we'll ask them a question, right? And then we'll pre-call, push VSL. What this means is our closer, or if you're closing, then you, immediately right when they book a call, and we text them a question. So in like solar, what we would say is, hey, this is John, saw you booked. Hey, this is Cole, saw you booked on my calendar for X time, X date, X whatever. Are you a rep or a business owner, right? And so we just talk to them. People hate no-showing real people that took time to reach out to them. They're fine with no-showing baseless robot businesses that don't take the time to do anything. And so we ask them a question, we push a VSL. So after they answer that question, we'll just be like, cool, gotcha. Make sure to check this out before our call. It'll give you some more context, right? And then we get them to watch the VSL. And then in some niches we'll pre-call, and some we won't. It just depends. If your niche is like answers phone calls all the time, so like contractors, because they're always looking for more jobs, then I would pre-call. If not, then I wouldn't. On that pre-call, you basically just talk to them. You build rapport. You be a human being. You ask them qualifying questions as well to make sure they're like on your calendar for a reason. So like you could ask like if they have partners, things like that, and this will help show rate a lot. And then we also optimize the calendar. So let's say someone's not opening or like responding to these manual nurtures, we'll leave that calendar slot as open so someone else can double book. Because like at the end of the day, like if we want to hit like cash collect the most amount of money as we possibly can in 30 days, like we want to have a qualified call in every single slot so it's as optimized as possible. So we're like have the highest leverage activities in each possible slot. And so what we'll do is we'll rate prospects. We have a rating scale between 1 to 4, right? And so 1 basically means they're not an ideal prospect at all. We'll automatically cancel the call. If there are 2, it means they're somewhat of a decent prospect. They could show up and they could be decent. 2s we'll leave on open. So we'll go into the calendar, we'll change the like availability from busy to free, and then 3s and 4s, they're good prospects. We leave them like basically busy like a normal call. So like this helps us a lot, basically just optimizing our calendar and making as many offers as physically possible. So if you implement these things and like you just optimize along the way, there's no way that you won't hit 100K a month like soon. You just keep getting data, make data-driven decisions, and optimize from there. And I hope you all enjoyed. As always, hit the sub button if I provided you any value, and I'll catch you guys soon.